Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Most Epic Adventures. I am your host, Rob Zip, and this is a COVID conversation. Tonight, my guest will be Dan Price. He will be joining us shortly. I'm going to try to send out this link to as many places as I can. Let's see, the Rob Zip Show. Here's the Most Epic Adventures. I'm going to share this. So right now, I'm not there we go. Now it's shared to my friends. So if you leave the comment, hey, there's Dan. Let's add Dan to the stream. Hey, how's it going, Dan?
Good. Hold on, let me get my water. Hold on, I left that one.
Okay. All right. So I am going to share this in as many places as I can. I'm going to share this in some groups. The Most Metal group shared there. Hey, Dan, welcome.
Hey, man, how's it going?
It's going. I am on Facebook.
Okay.
I am sharing this feed from the Most Epic Adventures page to different groups. So this is okay. So typically on these shows, I've been doing these shows every night for the past I don't know, like week and a half or so. And I don't want to get kicked out of that group. I'll share that one. Well, some of these groups, they have rules. Like if you share
Absolutely.
it doesn't have anything to do with it, they'll get you out. But so on my previous shows, most of them have been dudes in metal bands.
Right. I watched a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of them have been some porn stars.
Sure.
And one of the porn stars actually is a metal musician also. So that's
awesome.
That was a great segue. So okay, I posted this into a couple of groups here. So you're none of the above.
I'm none of the above. Not this week anyway. No metal, no porn star here, but it's cool. I'm not here to discriminate or do your thing. So I could be a porn star metal guy. That could be me.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, trust me, without a doubt. Sorry, my cord was getting tangled up there.
The tangle was getting corded.
Yeah,
it's funny because I'd watched a couple of the other ones that you've done this week. The metal guy from Austin, and another dude from Houston, and I was like, I'm not that guy, and I'm not, the other category we discussed. So I hope I'm interesting enough for your audience tonight, man. But otherwise, it's just going to be good to hang out with you and see you because it's been way too long since we got to talk.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So to give a backstory of how I met you.
Yeah.
So there's an independent media convention in Austin, or at least there was. I'm not sure. I mean, it didn't happen this year, obviously.
Right, but they did it last year. Okay. Staple, yeah.
Yeah, Staple. And, I was just walking around perusing as you do, and you happened to catch my attention by like slapping one of these at me. You're like, hey, buddy, you look like you need a condom. You look like you get it on a lot. Here. And I was like,
years ago.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take a condom. And you're like, let me tell you about what I got here. And what you were promoting was, you were promoting your comic book stuff, man.
Oh my Lord! Look at all of those. Look at that blast from the past.
I got the whole collection here.
That's awesome.
So you started out with the Latex Avenger.
I did.
Here is issue number 1. What does this say? March 2007. So
2007.
So 13 years ago, dude.
Oh my God.
13 years ago, you came up with this.
And it's been all downhill ever since. Oh my Lord!
So there's the Latex Avenger there, and that's his trusty sidekick, the what's his name?
Spermicidal foam lad.
Spermicidal foam lead. I knew it was. I was close, but I didn't want to fuck it up.
Too funny. No, you're
Spermicidal foam
good.
lead. And then here's issue 2. They're at the strip club here.
Yeah, but they also got Bicurio and Chauvinistro with them too. Oh my God, I haven't thought about Chauvinistro in years. Yeah, that was. This is funny. This is kind of a blast of the past for me. Yeah, no, they had to go back in time to stop Bicurio for turning the entire city a little iffy with a large laser that he was going to use. God, when you do this in 2007, and then you look back at it in 2020 and how the world has changed so much.
Yeah.
My entire life was like nothing but like dick and fart jokes. And and none of it was politically correct or whatever. It was like Family Guy on steroids, and it's funny because when you're a young kid doing that stuff, well, not a kid, I mean I was in my late 20s or early 30s, to compare to now, and wife and kids and all of that stuff, and my kids know what Latex Avenger is and all of that, don't get me wrong, but it's different to think about making a comic book about, a dude in a rubber fighting a guy who was trying to, turn a city bi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's hilarious to me now. I mean, it was funny to me then too, but it's funny how the world's changed so much. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But this one here, issue number 3, I just got to go through. I got to go through all these covers, Dan.
That's my favorite issue, the one you're about to show, though.
So spermicidal foam lad is on Skid Row, and he's saying, "We'll kill sperm for Ripple."
That's right. That's right.
The cryptocurrency.
The cryptocurrency. I didn't know there was a cryptocurrency called Ripple. Is there really?
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't that.
No.
Okay. I guess that might not have been around back then.
No. That was the Sanford and Son joke. I mean, that was. You ever watch Sanford and Son when you were a kid? With Fred Sanford, and he drank Ripple. That was his drink of choice.
Oh,
and
okay.
So I was it's funny, because I always pulled jokes out of like shows like that, little bits and things, because I loved that. I don't know. I can talk about Ripple for an hour if you really want me to, but I mean, no, but I loved old jokes like, from All in the Family or, Sanford and Son or whatever. I mean, just old TV shows. I was reared up on bad sitcoms as a kid or great sitcoms as a kid, depending, And so I always stick that stuff into the comics like all the time. I was notorious for doing that. So anyway, but yeah, he outsourced his sidekick in that issue, which I personally love. The one you're holding. Yeah. There's a falling out between Latex Avenger and Spermicidal Foam Lad because Spermicidal Foam Lad ate all the last of the Miracle Whip, and he gets kicked to the curb, and Latex Avenger outsources a new sidekick from India, and yeah, and you can see where that goes from there.
That's terrible.
That's
what made it funny.
It was great. I mean, you got to meet a lot of other superheroes in that issue, including Kosher the Pig, who was created long before there was ever a Latex Avenger. There was a Kosher the Pig. So, yeah. So some of those characters in that book actually predate Latex Avenger by a few years.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you. Go ahead.
Now, I don't know what. So then we have a few special issues. I'm not sure which one of these came out first. So they don't have dates on them. So let's just go with what I have in my hand.
Sure.
We've got the Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, Wrath of Khan. Special
Comic-Con edition. Latex Avenger. Latex looks a little more buff here too.
Well, that's because Bon Adami started drawing that at around the issue before that. Bon, the late great Bon Adami. I could talk about Bon for an hour as well, but I'm not a religious guy. I'm not a spiritual guy. Bon, if you're listening, I think about you every day, man. So,
right on. Well, sorry to.
No. We can talk about all of that stuff, man.
And we have this one. There's I'm not sure. I don't remember what happened in this one. What is this Bong?
That cover was the 24-hour issue that we did that during 24-hour comic day. That cover was done by Devin Lawson. If you guys follow
Okay.
him on Instagram, his Spicy Donut.
Spicy
So
Donut.
Devin Lawson did the cover of that one and a couple of the interior pages. Shane Campos did interiors on that. Barry Comp, Bonadami, myself, and Mike Morrow all did the interiors on that book, and so that was a lot of fun.
This is the Kosher Pig here, right?
That's Kosher the Pig right there. Kosher Pig. That's
who's this guy?
That's Saul Glickman. That's my grandfather, actually. Here, I'll show you. Here.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's Saul. That's my granddad. So
and I can tell when you move the computer, we're using your computer mic, not your headset mic.
Oh, I am using my computer mic, not my headset mic.
Yeah. Let's see. It sounds okay, but when you turned it, I could definitely tell.
Well, I won't turn it anymore unless you want to see anything else on the walls.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. It'll be okay. Hopefully, can you tell a difference?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because I'm like, oh shit. If I'm talking shit about you using your computer mic and I'm using my computer mic.
No, you sound good. You sound good.
Okay. Cool. All right, man. And then we've got. Well, first of all, we've got a quickie.
Yeah. Latex Avenger Kick Quickie. There was a few of those. We put out a few of those. Yeah, those were fun.
So I've got this one, and
the one you were just holding was fun because it was the one where
multi quickie.
The multi quickie, yeah, that was the next one. That was the first book that Bond drew, was multi quickie, and those were just short stories, just little short stories and one pagers and stuff like that.
Sexy Nurse America.
Oh, Sexy Nurse America was she was a great character.
She's a vegetarian, apparently.
She is a vegetarian. Not interested. She was anything that was uninterested in Latex Avenger. Look, I mean, Latex Avenger is the biggest pig on earth, and I mean it. Not to get like too political or anything like that, but like if Latex Avenger was around today, he'd definitely be voting. He wouldn't be a Republican. He'd just vote Trump. You know what I mean? Like conservative, he would have just voted Trump. And he's a pig, Latex Avenger, and so any woman
it must be love for shizzle.
So Sexy Nurse America, she had too much brains to put up with Latex Avenger. And the great part about Latex Avenger is, as bad as he ever was, he lost like almost every fight he was in, and he couldn't pick up a woman to save his life. So it was actually pretty funny, the irony of the character. So
that's funny. Yeah. That's funny. And then so I got it. I think this is that same cover that Devin did, but it looks a little different. I think it's a reprint.
That was just a reprint. Yeah, just a reprint. We just changed the colors up for the reprint. Yeah.
So I got both versions, buddy.
You do, man. Look at that.
And then the last thing I have on Latex Avenger side is this Conquests to Astonish.
Again, it was actually a reprint book. I had stopped running issues 1 and 2 for a long time. Like I just wouldn't print them anymore. They were just so bad.
You charged $10 for this one.
$10 for that book. That was part of the charm. It was part of the charm.
Part of the charm.
Sure. Look, printing comics is not cheap.
Here we go. And here's the whole cast of characters in the back here.
Oh man, look at Manibus and what was his name? The Two Puff Marshmallow Man. Two Puff Marshmallow Man, and then you had Furious George in the middle there. But I think I ended up changing his name to Brass Monkey when I found out there was another character named Furious George. I was a little pissed about that. Manibus. Oh my goodness. Baron von Bolsworth. Look at all these guys. Raggedy. What was her name? I can't remember the Raggedy Ann character. I can't even remember what their names are. That's funny, Rob. My God. Oh, look, El Spanish Fly was in there. Oh, look at that. That's great.
So is this website still around? HoundComics.com?
Well, I believe so. That was my publisher at the time, so I'm sure they're still around and still doing their thing.
So this is a promo for the next thing that you had.
Masters of the Obvious.
Masters of the Obvious. I always wanted to call it Masters of the Oblivious, just because I was the oblivious one.
Nice. That was a fun book. That was Hound. I mean, I can go into details about.
It's got a nice. It's got like a nice spine. It kind of looks like a children's comic book, but it's definitely not.
It was supposed to be like a Garfield book, is what the idea was. It was going to look like a Garfield book.
There you go.
Yeah, we wanted something different for that. It was a fun book. Bon and I had done we'd done Latex Avenger for a while, and then Hound came to us and wanted Latex Avenger, but in a PG format, PG-13, PG format, and that wasn't going to happen.
I remember when you came out with this, I think at a comic, I think it was maybe Austin, Wizard World Austin or something.
Mm-hmm.
You had a friend dress up as this character. Where's my finger?
Yeah, as
character.
The visible woman.
The visible girl. The visible woman, yeah.
The visible woman, yeah. So the characters were fun because, that was Jennifer Cunningham. Have you ever met Jennifer before? Outside of the conventions? Have you ever met her? She's a fantastic artist, an amazing artist in her own right.
Yeah, I met her at that convention. I think we might have been Facebook friends for a while. She probably unfriended me.
Yeah, check her out on Instagram. Jen Hart's Art as her name. JEN Hart's Art. She's an amazing artist and just really great. So I love Jen. We had her her boyfriend over not long ago. We grilled a tri-tip at my house and and had tri-tip and steak.
Having some of that California barbecue.
Dude, you know what? It's funny you should say that. That's where we learned about it. We were in California. We were grilling. We were camping up in Northern California over at Lake Donner over the summer, Donner Lake, and we went camping out there. And we were with California friends, and they introduced us to tri-tip. And I got to say, man, it's a good way to grill.
Yeah, I went to I have a friend who lived in Sacramento, and he took me to some wine area, not Napa, but it was like a different wine area. He said that it was just as good, if not better, and less well known. So the wines were cheaper. And, when we went to some California barbecue place, and I was like, California barbecue? I'll try it. Sure. And, they served us that tri-tip, and to me, it just tasted like roast beef, man. It was not. I did not enjoy it. You had to put barbecue sauce on it to make it edible, in my opinion. And it's like,
okay, so here's
maybe it's just the place I went to. Maybe it's the place I went to.
Well, it's funny because I went to that. You ever been to that BJ's Brew House place? You ever been to one of those?
Like once.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need. I've been there twice, and once years and years ago, and I was like, it was okay. And then we went. Sarah and I went, just for we had to go do something shopping around the holidays or something like that. And we ended up stopping in there and getting some meat, and they had tri-tip, and I was like, oh, tri-tip, that sounds great. Man, it was terrible. It was hard as a rock. It was covered in barbecue sauce. It was terrible. If I'm doing a tri-tip, I marinate that thing. I put it in like Worcestershire and teriyaki and some lime juice and several other things to marinate it in. Some sweet, some sour, and marinate it for about 4 hours, and then just throw that directly on my grill. And I can have that, and the way you cut it, if you cut it against the grain properly and you do everything you need to do, it's going to be an amazing piece of meat. But it's an easy piece of meat to mess up too, because it's tougher. It's a tougher piece of meat. It's sirloin. It's not like eating a ribeye like when we cut into a steak here, So
yeah,
it's just different. Am I boring you with my tri-tip speech?
No, dude, I'm the one who brought it up. I'm the one who asked.
But no, I mean, I'm prepared to talk. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. So I'm prepared to talk about a few items, Rob. I can talk about things that I grilled over quarantine. I can talk about baseball because the Red Sox punishment was laid down today.
That was fucking weak.
Oh, that was
so fucking agitated by that.
Oh my God.
So let's talk. Okay, so
and I can talk comics with you if you like to. I mean, these are things I know I can speak to you about in mass. So yeah. Oh my God, we haven't talked baseball since this whole thing happened with the Astros. So I'm really interested in hearing your take on it.
It's okay. So, yeah, I haven't really been talking about sports. You are wearing your Astros hat. You have your
Mhm.
Astros stuff behind you. You are in Austin, but you are from Houston. So
Say that again.
I said I know you're in Austin, but you're from Houston.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you are a um. No, I want to see this. Come on, man. I'm trying to get to where I can see this video. So
Okay.
if people um I don't want to do that. No, that's not what I'm doing. It was starting to echo. Yeah, so I haven't talked about sports on this show, but today's a good day to do that. Why not? So the Astros got levied this huge crazy, like the general manager and their manager both got fired. The general
Mhm.
manager I think deserved it.
Who? Lunhow? Yeah.
Luno, yeah,
Yeah.
because he
Luno.
got
Thank you.
he got the memo and he didn't pass the memo along. Um, AJ Hinch. Uh-oh. What the hell, man? So apparently I'm having issues with this being on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I use StreamYard
Okay.
to stream this everywhere. And okay, now we should be good to go.
Great.
Anyway, yeah, so I don't think AJ Hinch should have been let go because apparently he wasn't told, and he did basically what he could to try to stop the shenanigans,
Right.
but apparently it wasn't enough.
Well, I think Hinch deserved to be fired. I mean, I do,
Okay.
because he knew about it. He knew about it, and he didn't do. And he said, and he tried. He said he tried to stop it. He's a man. He's the GM of a baseball team. Yeah, he's the manager of the team, not GM. He's the manager of the team. You're the manager of the team. You're in charge. You're in charge. Your word should be the end of it. And the players said, "Well, if AJ had told us not to do it, we wouldn't have done it." He should have, if he knew what Cora was devising back there, if he knew what was going on and he knew the players knew what was going on, he should have stopped it immediately. He should have. That's it. I love my team. I'm a Houstonian, born, raised as a Houstonian. I'm an Astros fan since I was 6 years old, right? But here's the thing: they completely embarrassed the city of Houston. They embarrassed MLB, and I got raised that cheaters don't prosper, and frankly, I'll cheer for my team for the rest of my life, but I will not be cheering for those players. I'm pissed. I'm pissed, and they need to give back the trophy. And they need to give back the trophy. And this is a guy these are my World Series tickets right there. Okay, can you see them? Oh, they're there, right up there. Those are
Yeah.
my World Series tickets. I got my ring over there. I got my pennant right over here. I mean, my Houston Chronicle championship paper is sitting right there. I'm a Astros fan, and I'm furious. I won't get rid of all my stuff, and I won't stop wearing my gear, and I'll still go to the games. But you won't hear me cheer for Altuve. You won't hear me cheer for Springer. You won't hear me cheer for any of them. I mean,
Uh,
I'm my heart's broken as a fan. It's absolutely
well,
heartbroken. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at, like, there have been people that have broke down. Now it seems like we've lost our connection to Facebook.
Oh no.
We still are live on YouTube, Twitch,
Okay.
and Twitter,
Okay.
but there's something going on with Facebook.
Okay. Do you need a
So-
second to figure some things out? I'd take your time and do what you need to do, man.
No, I can't. I can maybe start this over, but I don't want to do that because then it'll be two separate videos. I'm going to remove it. No, I don't want to do that either. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know. This is bothering me, Dan. Some other people have been having problems with live streaming on Facebook lately.
Really?
Yeah. So This is we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook's end. It is possible the stream was ended or deleted on Facebook. We'll keep trying to let you know if it's resolved. Please check Facebook to ensure the stream looks okay. If this continues for a while, try creating a new broadcast or just remove this destination from the broadcast, then re-add it. All right, I'm just going to remove it and save changes. Remove it. Okay, so we're not on Facebook.
Okay.
Let me try it again. Let's see. There we are. We're on the Most Epic Adventures and the Rob Zip Show. Okay, so we're back on Facebook. So
Hey.
so hopefully the one person who's watching, I'm not sure what platform they're watching on. If you could leave a comment in the chat, we can try to figure it out. But yeah, we're talking some Astros right now. You're disgusted with the team.
I am.
I'm a little. I mean, like I said, if you look at the numbers, the breakdown of the people who actually did most of the cheating. I mean, it was Marwin. It was.
Which breaks my heart.
It was Evan Gaddis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Altuve, I think his numbers were actually worse when and there's plenty of records of him saying, "Don't do this. I don't want to do this." So it sucks that like they're getting all this shit, and it really wasn't. I don't think it was that beneficial because it doesn't matter if you know what the pitch is; you still have to hit it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, a fastball and a breaking pitch are two very different things coming right at your face, too. And I mean, look, I'm no baseball player. I mean, I can hit a baseball, but I can't hit a curveball. You know what I mean? That's a whole other challenge. I don't know, but I think the big thing here is, yeah. I mean, look, if a few bad apples spoiled the barrel or whatever people say, right? Well, yeah, they should have. You know, I mean, look, Marwin was my boy that season too. What a utility player! What a monster, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
Marwin Gonzalez was the man. When they traded him, I screamed bloody murder around my house. And
I don't think they traded him. I think he signed as a free agent.
He signed with his contract was over. He went over to the Twins for good money too. It's like $21 million for 2 years.
They gave him a shit ton of money, and he hasn't done shit. Like,
he wasn't great last season.
No, and then you know, what are those contracts going to mean for this season?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Now it's saying that it's not going on. Oh, hello. This is Demu.
Hello, Demu. I have a dog around here somewhere and a cat that's complaining, but I can hear the cat meowing. I don't know if you could hear that in your background, but
no.
How long you had Demu?
I've had her for a little over a year.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's very familiar with you.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, there it is, right in the face. Okay, now it's a podcast. Now we're screaming.
Oh, I just got a heart. I just got a heart somewhere on that for that. Somebody loved seeing the cat butt in my face.
You know what? I don't know one person who doesn't want to see a cat butt in your face. I'm telling you. So, that's fantastic. All right, what else can we do to get some hearts? Okay, I got a dog who farts like a human. If I can get her up here, Tula. Tula, come here, girl. Here she comes. Let's see, I can maybe come here. Come say hi. Oops, sorry, hit you in the face. Come here. Jump up. Jump up. Come here. Jump up. Say hi to Rob. Say hi to Rob. Hello. Say hi to Rob. I know I love you. Oh, I love you, girl. All right. Thanks for saying hi on the live stream, sweetie. All right. Anyway, that's my dog. Her name is Tula. So.
Well, I can see what happened was I can see that the original stream ended on Facebook and it started a new stream when I was able to reconnect.
Okay.
So I was trying to do this thing where because before I was broadcasting it on my personal timeline as well. And today I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to send more traffic to my page.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this worked out very well.
No.
So, so I've shared it.
I'm not that big of a draw, too, man. I apologize.
No,
So.
no. It's fine. Shut your mouth. Shut your whore mouth.
Or mouth. That's what it reminds me of what my mom used to say to me as a kid. Hi, mom. Love you. Anyway, shut your whore mouth. That's what she used to say to me.
So like all these people were planning on having all these like protests against the Astros all season, and I don't think there's going to be a baseball season this year, Dan.
No, there's not. I was walking into the season knowing it was going to be the worst season of all time. I just didn't realize it was really going to be the worst season of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I would have had a bad season over no season at all any day of the week. It's a heartbreaker, this whole thing. I mean, not baseball aside with the COVID thing. I mean, look, all sports are gone, concerts are gone. Not to mention all the people who are fighting this disease and are losing their lives. I mean, we are mildly, people complain about being in quarantine. We're mildly inconvenienced right now compared to what so many other people are dealing with.
Yeah, just in the United States, like over 43,000 people are dead from it.
Yeah, yeah. And they said when this whole thing started, we've lost more people in a month. People keep saying, it's just like the flu. It's just like the flu. We've lost more people in 1 month to COVID than we do in a year to the flu. Okay.
Oh, easily.
The numbers came out yesterday or today. I mean, it's like it's no comparison. So if people, you want to protest, go have a good time, but please don't go to the hospital when you're sick. If you want to protest and fight this thing, that's your business. Because it's completely ignorant and wrong. And, please don't go to the hospital when you're sick afterwards because it's your body, your right, your whatever that is, which is that statement. Have you seen people with that statement? It's my body, my choice. God, the irony of that statement.
I saw a picture of a lady had a sign that said, "My body, my choice, Trump 2020."
Like, yeah, what? I saw that same thing.
What?
The irony of that whole statement is just beyond me. So yeah.
Yet Texas and several other Republican-run states are trying to use this as an opportunity to stop abortion access.
Yeah. I don't want to get political tonight because I will turn into a screaming, frothing, angry person. All I will say when it comes to the corona, I will talk about the coronavirus though. My heart is breaking all over the place. I know a couple of people who have been affected by it. But like none of my family, none of my close friends, none. You know what I mean? Like, and so really lucky so far. I mean, we have food to eat and place to stay, and I look at so many other people who are just getting it in terrible ways right now. It's sad. It's sad. And so if people would just shut up, stay in their house, and wait this thing out, we will get through it and we'll get back to where we were. That's at least the hope.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I'm concerned for what the new normal is going to be. I'll put it like that.
The new normal is not going to be what it was, that's for sure.
Hey man, say goodbye to the high five because that's over.
Yeah.
I mean, how many new paranoias and phobias and all that stuff is going to come out of this? I mean, there's going to be people who do not want to touch ever again. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I went for a walk with a friend of mine and she gave me an air hug. Mm-hmm. And then my other really good friend, he came over to drop something off, and he gave me an air high five, an air hug also.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you heard, I don't know what it's been like in Austin, but today the Harris County judge had a press conference and said starting Monday, basically till the end of May, everyone in Harris County, when you're out in public, you're required to wear a mask.
Been like that in Austin for about a week or two now, that you have to wear a mask. Like I go to the grocery store when I have to, but we have like a little, Carniceria Fruteria type, little Mexican grocery store in my neighborhood. It's fantastic. They have butcher shop, produce, everything you could possibly need. A little taqueria in there. So, if I need something, I'm not needing to go grab a whole bunch of stuff. I just need milk and, something, I'll just run over there real quick, and they're really great. But you walk in the door and you're not wearing a mask, they throw you out immediately. I mean, and that's the same thing at the HEB on Saturday. They were throwing people out for not wearing masks. You had to like stand in line to get in. I got there early and just walked in, but when we walked out, there was a line around the building to get into the grocery store. So, and they were all wearing masks. We all looked like we were about to rob the joint, and like one big and masks. We were just going, all right, give us all your money. All of us, give us all your anyway. It's but hey, I was able to get a 24-pack of Charmin Ultra Soft while I was there that day. So, which is incredible considering the Instacart person sent me. These are the mild inconveniences I was talking to you about before. The Instacart lady, Sarah, said to her in the note, said, just send us whatever toilet paper you have. So we got a 4-pack of the stuff called Vogue, and it was written in Spanish, and my wife is fluent in Spanish, and she looked at it and she goes, do you realize that this toilet paper is scented with apple? So we have apple flavored toilet paper at our house right now that I don't plan to ever use it. I'm going to trade it on the black market when things get real bad. I'm going to use that to trade for beans or rice or whatever, people are dry goods and stuff that people are going to need. So I'm holding on to, I'm saving that for later.
So you are a toilet paper hoarder.
Well, no, I just have the 24 rolls that I bought on Saturday and my four apple flavored rolls of toilet paper. So I don't know if you want to call that hoarding. I'm happy to give up the apple flavored toilet paper to you.
You say flavored like people are eating this stuff.
You know what? When it's got a fruit scent to it, dude, I'm sorry, that's flavored at that point. I don't plan to eat it, but I think it's funnier to call it apple flavored than I do to say apple scented. I mean, look, I don't want my butt to smell an apple. I don't want it to smell terrible either, but apple butt just doesn't seem like the right thing.
Oh man, that's hilarious, dude. I don't know, man.
Look, as you get older in life, Rob, I don't know if you figured out, but great toilet paper is one of the prides of your life. I mean, there's so many other amazing things that happen, but you get to a certain point in your life, you expect a cushy underneath there.
Yeah, certainly.
I travel. I take toilet paper with me when I travel. I do. I put it in my luggage. I take it with me. I don't know what they're going to have for me on a cruise ship or on a hotel. I don't know what they're going to have, so I bring my own.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you. Absolutely. I use wet wipes, and
okay,
but I have the ones that they're guaranteed to instantly break down as soon as you put them in the toilet. So they're not the kind that clog up toilets,
right,
like the old ones. But I just dry paper toilet paper I can't do anymore. I just can't.
I get it. I understand. I mean, and it's funny. 20 years ago, I was 23 years old. Would have wiped my ass with bark off a tree. I would have slammed a bunch of beers, wiped my ass with the bark of a tree, and then like, all right, come on, round 2, guys, let's go. And run back. So, and I also would have been happy to like sleep on a floor, like when you go to your friends, let's crash at your place, and everybody, I've got the couch and I got the guest room, whatever, and you're like the guy who hits the floor. Yeah, I was happy to be the guy. I don't want to sleep on the floor. I don't want to, I mean, no, I don't want to do that anymore. So.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, changing.
So yeah, when I met you, you were single bachelor dude making dick joke comics.
Yeah.
Now you're a family man.
Yeah, I am. I got a wife. I've been married for, Sarah. I've been married to Sarah now since May of 2014. So it'll be our 5-year anniversary. No,
6.
Yeah, 5 year. It'll be our 6-year anniversary.
It was 2014. You guys got married?
Yeah, 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. You were there.
I was there.
You were there. You were there.
I had a horrible nosebleed. I had to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you guys had. Yeah, it was May, and it was a warm day.
Yes, it was a very warm day.
It was a warm day, and so I'm from Houston. I've lived in Houston my whole life.
Right.
And Austin is a bit drier than Houston.
Not that day.
that day it was dry.
Was it? Oh my
It was
God, I
dry.
was sweating
Trust
so
me.
hard.
Trust,
I'll take your word for it.
trust me. That's why like my nose started bleeding because it was hot and dry.
Oh wow.
Like that combination just makes my nose gush.
Oh really?
Yeah, like that's not the first time that's happened. But I was embarrassed because I like had to run, like I had to leave to go. Like there was like a bar or something across this park or something.
Yeah.
I
The
had,
Spider House was right across the way over
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to go in there and like try to fix my nose. Every time that happens, like people just assume that I just did a whole bunch of cocaine or something.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
like, no, I'm from Houston.
It's the same thing, really. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, basically. I think
Hey,
it could be like some kind of allergy issue too. I don't know. I
right.
don't know.
Well,
But it was a wonderful wedding aside from my blood issues, and I'm glad to see that you guys are still together. You seem happy and as in love with each other as the moment you guys met. It seems like, which is
we've,
amazing.
I mean, what a 6-year marriage based on a what now 20-year friendship. I mean, we met in college.
Mm-hmm.
We were best friends for how many every years, 16 years, and then we started dating. I mean, it was funny how things came together, and now I've got beautiful wife and 2 awesome stepkids, and they're not my stepkids, they're my kids. I'm claiming them, they're mine. And one's 19, the other's 15. Everybody's in the house now. Like Ashley had moved out into her own place last year, but she's staying here with us during quarantine, and so it's all 4 of us here in the house, and we function really well. Being in tight knit. I mean, I'm sure everybody's ready to get back to not being in the house all the time, but we function well together, so it's going good. Like I know quarantine for some folks has been tough, just being with their families all the time and that sort of thing, or being completely alone, and it's so I don't know, minor inconveniences is again, like I go back to that. It's all been pretty easy overall. I mean, how are you doing with the whole thing, man?
I'm doing okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm healthy, and
yeah.
that's the important part.
You look good, dude.
Well, thanks, man.
Well, no, I mean, you do. It's been a while since I've gotten to see you. You look happy.
I'm
You do.
amazed. I'm amazed your beard is all black. Like you have no white hairs in your beard.
Look at
I'm
my
like,
hair too, man.
dude, what the
Seriously,
hell?
I know. And now I've got hat head, but like I got some hairs right over here, a couple of grays somewhere over there, and in my beard. But like they're not a lot
Not
of
like
my
me,
friends.
man. Oh,
Man, a lot of my friends are all like up the side in the beard,
yeah.
going gray or losing it, or I mean, I'm 43. My grandfather was bald by the time he was 6. I figured I was screwed. I mean, I was 18, just waiting for one day to wake up and just go, and I as much heartache, tragedy, pain, and suffering I've dealt with in my life. That was the one thing that I was spared, so far as I didn't lose all my hair, and it's staying dark, Now you should have seen it yesterday because I shaved it. I shaved it yesterday, but I was burly. I was very burly on until yesterday. It was thick, man. You didn't know where my chin ended and my neck began. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, that's funny, dude. That's funny. Are you working from? You've been working from home for a while, though, right?
7 years. I can
Yeah.
do. Yeah. In comparison to everybody else who's having to be forced to work from home right now and deal with that, like I can do this standing on my head.
Yeah.
I feel bad for everyone who's never worked from home before and having to do this. Because it's tough, that first year, especially, that was tough for me, getting used to being at home all the time. And the thing is for me, like I have to wake up, I have to take a shower, I have to get dressed, I have to do certain things every day in order. I can't work in my pajamas. I can't do that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's an impossibility. But there are so many, people who are experiencing that now. They've never had this before. So like for Sarah or for Ashley, they're working from home and they're in the house all the time. For me, I live in quarantine, man. The only places I go to are the grocery store to pick up the kid from band practice. You know what I mean? So, for the most part, in a regular work week anyway. So for everybody else who's getting used to this, man, give them a hug and say it's going to be all right. You'll get used to it soon enough. And I hope they don't have to get used to it. I hope they can get back to their offices.
So
and
that's
get back to normal life.
your recommendation for people working at home, just get in a routine.
Stay in the routine you already were in. You know what I mean? You wake up, you take a shower, you get dressed, you eat some breakfast. You know what I mean? Like these things. And then when you're here all the time, I think people are like, they just roll out of bed in their pajamas and and they work through their day that way, and like, oh, I got to Zoom, I got to quickly make myself up real quick because I got to Zoom. I know so many people that I work with, they were saying like they got a nice shirt on and then they're wearing pajama pants underneath. You know what I mean? On their that's like the new. I think somebody was telling me that shirt sales have gone up and pant sales have gone down during this whole thing. Because it's like Zoom chic now, you have to look nice on top, and you can not wear pants at all on the bottom. It doesn't matter. Who's going to know?
I'm going to have to get some new pants because I'm definitely gaining some weight.
Are you getting quarantine weight going? Me too, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, so like I'm not completely stuck at home.
Yeah, you're working still a couple days
yeah,
a week, right?
Yeah, I'm working. So they have us working. I actually work tonight. I have to be there at 10:30.
Okay.
I'm working 2 nights and then I have 4 nights off. So my nights at work aren't the same every week. It's kind of like a rotating thing.
Right.
And so yeah, it's been tough, but doing this live stream every night has been great. It's been a good opportunity. Like I haven't talked to you in a long time, Dan. So this has been a good opportunity to catch up with you and to share some of your work with my people.
People.
Some of them are garbage.
Okay, well, for the good ones and the garbage, we salute you. Piece of shit. Anyway, all right, fantastic.
So I wanted to talk to you about some of the stuff you've been working on.
Okay.
And so when I logged on, it said that your guests can share their screen. So do you see a way to where you can share your screen?
I can see a screen share right here.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want to?
Yeah. So just before you tell us what have you been working on?
Well, I mean, I haven't been real active in terms of comics lately in this year. Last year, I was working on some stuff for Drew Edwards' Halloween Man comics. I don't know if you are familiar with Halloween Man. Yeah, so Drew's been doing Halloween Man for about, it's in its 20th anniversary, actually, that he's been putting out Halloween Man. Yeah, so he's been doing some great stuff. So I'm going to just share my screen. I'm going to share my screen to share as easiest with 2 monitors. Share. That's not a good computer. I'm sorry. I'm just reading the notes for this real quick. Okay, share screen. All right. What can you see? Oh, application window, Chrome tab. Here. Okay. Can you see that?
I don't know. Let me see if I change the view. No, I'm not seeing anything from your screen, Dan.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. How about that? Share.
Oh, here we go. I can add.
Here we go. Can you see
that?
There
we go. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Halloween.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second, Rob. How'd it go?
They're not winning.
No?
No.
Sarah was playing Friends trivia on Zoom tonight with some people, so she did a good showing, she said. Nice. That's my cousin.
Dan's lovely wife, Sarah.
Yeah.
Jumping in.
No, fair enough. Well,
tell her I said hello.
Rob says hi, babe. Hi, Rob. Okay, so last year was 79 weeks ago. So it was 2018. So it was a while. We did this Halloween Man Bat City special. Drew recruited some Austin artists to help them out with an issue, and we did 5 short stories and within Halloween Man. This was
so wait a second. Bat City Special. So is Austin taking the name Bat City now? Because
it has for a long time, but I mean, I don't think anybody uses it. It's more like most people just say ATX, but because it's Halloween Man, we went with Bat City Special.
Okay,
so,
all right, that's fair. Because I mean, that's like, okay, so there's the Congress Avenue bats.
Yes.
And that's like a famous like tourist attraction because you got the lake right there and people are in canoes and there's Stevie Ray Vaughan. But the Wall Bridge in Houston has more bats. It's just not. It's just not like.
Our bats are better than your bats.
Our bats are better than you. I think they're the same fucking kind of bats.
Probably same bat. Yeah.
Fruit bats.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I know. But
we don't eat them. We don't eat them. That's That's the important.
Yeah, no bat soup.
No bat soup.
It only leads to bad things. So no, I worked on this thing for Drew. I did. He asked me what kind of story I wanted to do. Are you seeing my Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. So he asked me what kind of story I wanted to do because he was posing the stories to the artist based on what they were looking for, and I wanted to do something dark. I wanted noir. I wanted, something a little bit more horrific because I've been doing comics. My whole time doing comics has all been comedy. I've been writing comedy. I draw comedy, that type of thing. So I wanted to expand out from what I was doing and what I was used to doing and do a more darker take on Halloween Man, which was Blast. He wrote me a really nice story. It was like it was kind of like one of those under the surface type, surface dweller type things, with the bad guy. This was the bad guy from the story. It was kind of a creature from the Black Lagoon like thing. I don't know. That's how I kind of designed him to look when I was drawing him. So that's kind of what I had in mind. But I'm looking to see there's a good panel in here. And sometimes I draw something pretty good. Yeah, this is from that, but that's a close up from that. So I did that story, and that was a lot of fun because I got to work with, some old friends, including Shane Campos, who worked on that Latex Avenger 24-hour special. Shane was in on this one. Paulo Hernandez. Do you know Paulo, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. Paulo's a good cat, man. I like Paulo a lot. And who else would you might know? Lou Pons. Lou Pons, do you know Lou? Yeah, and Lou was the one who actually did that cover. I'll go back over to that so I can see where that is. Yeah, Lou did the artwork for the cover.
Okay.
So cool. She's a great pinup artist. She does some good work. So I had a really good time. That's more artwork from that story. So I had a really good time working on that. It was just nice to be with friends, and Drew and Jamie are just amazing people. So it was a lot of fun doing that with them. Other than that, man, I mean, I'm gonna stop my stream for a second, or stop my screen share.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Excuse me. Other than that, I mean, most of the time it's day job and all of that. I've been working on some, I'll share my screen here in a second, actually. I started working on a comic a little while ago that I was going to do kind of my own little anthology, little short stories done in different art styles. I don't know if you've noticed over the last couple of years, but I've been trying to vary up my art styles based on the projects I'm working on. My day job, I'm a creative director, which is a highfalutin graphic designer, basically. As a graphic designer, I've been working, in different styles my whole career. You design based on, you have to. My attitude started to be, why can't I take that same mentality and apply it to my comics? So that was the idea, is I was going to go ahead and make multiple, little short stories. And here I didn't get to do it, obviously, because life takes you in crazy ways. But here, let me save. Okay, Chrome tab, back to this, share. Okay, so I came up with several concepts though along the way. One of them was called Bigfoot Knows Karate. Okay, and it was about it was about a Bigfoot and who the loneliness and the sadness of the whole situation of being this ominous, hidden character who nobody, a hidden being that nobody ever gets to see in public or in focus, always left alone. I mean, the loneliness and the isolation just get to him, and he ends up. Through tries to take his own life, and through a series of interesting events ends up in a Shaolin temple and is being trained to be a master, if you will. And that was the premise. But then, things go off the rail from there, and he ends up working at like a Cinnabon or a corn dog. It was originally supposed to be a Cinnabon until I saw that it Better Call Saul. And so I was like, I might have to change that to like a corn dog on the stick place or something like that. But he ends up working in a mall. I went through a comedy idea for it, and I went through a more serious concept for it. But that was one of the ideas that I was playing around with there. There's another Bigfoot pick right there. But always trying to vary up the styles. Here's another one, good one of Bigfoot is karate. So trying to do more of a brushy style and that sort of thing. That was a lot of fun. I tried a bunch of different stuff. Hey, was it you real quick? Wasn't it you who gave me that, who got me that gig with that brewery, right?
Maybe. Which brewery was it?
The ones, the BattleTech Brewery or Battle Hops.
Battle Hops.
Yeah.
Did you make that design for Battle Hops?
I did all their little superheroes and stuff for them for their labels. I don't know if they ever used them or not, but I designed several beer labels here. Some of these characters I'm looking at some of them right now. Like that was one of the characters from that.
Well, let me see. Let's look at the.
Yeah, let's see if they ever used my shit. So this was some of the characters from that. These were their ideas, and I just illustrated out the stuff for them. They were real nice, real nice folks. Let me. I'll stop my screen.
JD and Jessica are really. They're good friends of mine. I like them a lot. If I still drank beer, I would go there more often. But
I'm glad to hear that they went into business, because I never really knew where I never knew where really things stood with them. So they ever got it going.
Yeah, they had it go. It's a really cool place, man.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really cool. I know they're selling some beers to go right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a tough time to have a small brewery, because their whole thing is to have people come and play games. Because like JD made these tables, like himself. Like
I'm looking at their website right now. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at their Facebook to try to see if I can find any pictures of artwork that you might have worked on. All I just see is their logo, which you didn't come up with that, did you?
No, I didn't do the logo. No, I just did. They had several characters. The characters were going to be based on the beer, or the beers were going to be based on the characters, or the characters were going to have taste of the beer in them, that kind of thing. And so there were, I'm looking at the drawing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different characters that I created for it. Here, let me put this screen share back on. Chrome tab. Here we go. Yeah, these were all the characters from that. So,
okay.
So yeah, it was fun. This was her name Jessica? I think that's her dad. I think it's based on her dad.
That kind of looks like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so it was fun. I liked it. Was a fun project, man. They paid me on time. I was very happy with that. So
that's the most important part, right?
That was the most important thing. And so they treated me very well. So I was very happy to do that with them.
I see a picture here. Now, did you do this?
What am I looking at?
Here, let me see.
Let me get out of this.
I can share my screen application window. This right here. Did you draw that?
I drew that.
There you go, man.
Yeah. All right.
They gave you there's no credit on here though.
You know what? I mean, like I said, they were nice folks, but like we didn't stroke up in a relationship there. You know what I mean? Like it was more of an email, working situation. But they seem like nice enough folks for sure. So
yeah, they're awesome.
They like it. Cool.
Yeah, I like the Merritts a lot. They're good people. Yeah. So this is
Yeah, I guess then.
Yeah, so we're talking about them. So you can scroll by and you can see
Yeah,
stuff they've got going on at their place. They've got this front patio area,
nice.
so you can go outside. I think they're going to grow some hops out there. I'm not sure, but here's all their games you can play
Oh, that's
while
cool,
while you're
man.
there. While you're there, they're doing some like michelada stuff.
It's awesome.
So I'm gonna scroll up to something new. What are they doing now? Oh, here they were doing like burritos and frozen micheladas for pickup.
That's awesome. Hey, that's smart, man. Pivot and work with the situation you've been given, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
So if you're out in Katy and you like to drink, stop by my friends at Battle Hops, and this is their crowlers. This was on April 18th, curbside, 12 to 6, just selling crowlers. These they sold out of them. So yeah, so they're just slapping these labels on there.
That's great, though. I mean, they're living their dream and they're pulling it together, they're holding it together during all of this, and that's to be commended for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I hope so, man. I hope so. Remove that from the
Well,
stream.
thanks for that gig. I really do appreciate it. So
I
that was
completely
cool.
forgot about it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it took me until I just saw the picture. I was like, oh, that Rob hooked me up with that. So that's been a long time. Um,
That's
what
awesome,
else?
man.
Something else that was fun that I worked on that I thought was cool was I did some things for there's a group on Instagram. I want to give them a shout out here real quick called the Comic Jam. And the Comic Jam is a group of artists and writers who get together and they do and they it's one page comics. That's all they do is one page comics. So they send you as an artist or as the writer sends you the script, and as the artist, you are free to interpret that and do however you want to. And so, can you? I'm gonna blow up my screen. Can you? Did that get bigger for you too?
Yeah, let me
Whereas, yeah. All
there you
right.
go.
Yeah. So this was the first thing I did for them. It was
Or I can
called
just do
Circ.
that.
Oh, okay. I'm not saying what you're saying. Hold on. Let me you got okay, cool. So this was the first thing I did for them. So written by a guy named Sam Silveri. We never even spoke. We just kind of emailed with each other once or twice, and that was it. But it was a fun little exercise. I mean, it was just a fun little exercise in drawing, and every week they come out with a new round of stories. So and they'll have a theme. So my first week, the theme was space sharks of all things, and so I was like, I'll draw some space sharks. That sounds fantastic. So I got to do that. That was fun. And
With
which led me
laser
to
eyes.
laser eyes. I mean, you got to sharks. What are the? Yeah, that was. I think that was a bit of an add-on on my part. Was the laser eyes because they didn't give you any design restrictions or anything that you had to do or not do. So I was like, yeah, I'm giving my sharks are gonna have like stakes all over them, and the characters, you had complete autonomy to do it however you wanted to. So it was a lot of fun. And then I got so let me zoom that out a bit. I did that with them, and then I did several other pieces with them along the way. A couple of my favorites though was that was all from, hold on 1 second. Oh, here you go, Rob.
Nice.
There's
Yes.
your blast from the past right there.
There it is.
Hey man,
That's what
Latex Avenger and spermicidal foam ladder repelling crime 99.9% of the time, dude.
that burst and birthed our friendship.
That's special for you and me. I gotta be honest though. I've heard a lot of hey man, I'll never forget that condom you gave me stories. I will never forget that.
That's good. I need to start doing that with
I'm
my
telling
shit.
you.
Make those round stickers and put them on condoms and hand them out.
Hell yeah. No, that's fantastic. You should take the idea, please. This is a great photo. I just want to show you this real quick because this is a great photo.
I know some of those people.
Yeah, you do. This is like one of the best days ever. This is the guy in the middle. His name is J.R. Riley, and J.R. used to run he used to run a comic book magazine, like about the industry and that sort of thing. And the name of it escapes me. You'd know it if you heard it. And he used to run that magazine. And over the years, he had met so many different artists and that sort of thing that he started doing these jam boards of art that he'd have them draw. You know, Bob Layton would draw an Iron Man over here, and Frank Miller would draw a Daredevil over there. You know what I mean? They're artists drawing those iconic characters. And so he had that jam board and came and showed. We met that weekend at Comic Palooza. That's at the George R. Brown. Right. And we met at the met there, and then the next day, and we got to talking and hung out, and he was nice enough to invite me and Bond to a thing one night over at his hotel room, like with Stan Sakai was there and a few other people that you'd know, and we all get to sit and hang out. And he said the next day, he goes, that night he said, I'll bring the jam board over so you can see it. So he brought it to the table that next morning before the convention started. And all the Austin contingent here, we were all tabling near each other. And I was like, guys, we got to get in the shot. And so starting from left to right, I guess I'm just going to kind of go through their names. Frank Salinas over here on the left. You know Frank, right?
I might have met him. I'm not sure if I remember.
Right. Well, he's Dream Wardens on Instagram, worth checking out. You know Fran Hausa. If anybody who's listening, Fran does a comic called oh my God, why am I blanking on the cat comic right now? Litterbox Comics. If you are not following Litterbox Comics on Instagram, you're probably like the only person not following them, because she's pulling in.
I only follow Instagram accounts that follow me, bro.
Oh, right on.
Dynamite 139 follows me, so
there you go.
And Nola Girl TX follows me.
Oh yeah, ATX. Yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah, Nola Girl ATX. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, but Fran does a comic based on her and then her husband Jay, about their lives of being parents, and it's one of the funniest comics I've read in a long time. This is Zip Alegria right here, who did Crimson Blade. Lou Pons, we talked about Lou earlier, who did the infamous Latex Avengers, Sexy Nurse America, hand in the popcorn gag picture. Paulo Hernandez, who worked on the Halloween Man book with me, and Drew and the whole gang. Devin Lawson from Spicy Donut. Ty Tyner, he was a great colorist. He colored for Masters of the Obvious for a while. Myself, Jay Hausa, and if anybody knows Ghost Hausa on Instagram or Facebook, he's amazing. And then here we have the late, great Bon Adami. And I don't know how much I could talk about Bon. I mean, seriously, he was the man. So I will just, when I do talk about Bon in a public forum, I always want to make sure to look at people dead in the eye. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Look people dead in the eye and tell them, don't use drugs. Thank you. Yeah. I just want to say that. Yeah, that's important.
It was a tragic thing. When we lose anybody, and then especially someone as sweet and as talented as Bon, it's especially painful. So
it's the big reason, I gotta say. I mean, honestly, I withdrew from the comic book world. I had started to a little bit for my own sanity purposes, and then when Bon passed away, I was pulled out. I was gone.
Yeah.
It was too painful for a lot of years there to sit there and try and make comics, with not having Bon next to me,
Because you guys were inseparable. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember at I'm not sure if it was that Comic Palooza that you just showed us, or if it was another one, but I just remember like going up to that hospitality suite and hanging out, and
that was the same weekend, I think.
And it was just crazy up there, dude. It was just it was fun.
That part that night that we were all hanging out down over at that Hilton. That night we were all running around. It was you and me and Bon, and there was somebody else with us, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was. And but I remember us going to those parties. Excuse me. I remember us going to those parties that night, and that was just a great weekend in general. That was the same weekend that they had that Battlestar Galactica convention going on the same weekend. So there were some crazy people running around that convention, and that hotel bar was popping every single night.
Oh yeah, dude, that was everybody.
You were there when we gave the guy from Neverending Story a hard time, right? Or at least Bon was, and we were all laughing about it.
Yeah.
The guy who played Atreyu or something like that.
Yeah.
Bon was taking the piss out of him.
Noah Hathaway.
Noah Hathaway. Fair enough. The but we ended up hanging out with we ended up hanging out with some of the Battlestar Galactica people for a little while there one night. I didn't know he was from Battlestar Galactica that night because I never watched the show until maybe about a year after that convention. I finally sat down and watched it, and I was like, "Oh, hey, we were drinking with him at the Hilton." So those are always fun stories. Those are always fun stories.
Yeah,
but,
Comic Palooza obviously is canceled this year.
Yeah,
but
that's
it just
shame.
it's not been the same since Houston first took it over.
What do you mean since first Houston? So yeah, tell me about that.
Well, I mean, it's basically they're the like tourism board for the city of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So they own Comic Palooza.
Do they really?
Yeah, they bought it a couple years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got rid of the hospitality suite and some of the other lax rules that were there were diminished, and the prices of the booths shot way up.
They weren't cheap before that. So.
They weren't cheap before that, but
no.
Yeah, so it's not the same. It's just not the same as it was, and it's a shame. And then, like I said, it's not even going to happen this year. So
yeah, that's a bum. But I mean, Comic Palooza was always one of the conventions I always looked forward to the most when I was doing comics constantly. I mean, Comic Palooza was my favorite just because look, it's Houston, it's home. Right. I mean, it's nice to go home and be at Comic Palooza, and people knew the comics I worked on already from being there for so many years. That you always had people who were excited to see what you came out with that year. That was always fun. They were always pumped. Everybody was always so nice. I mean, at the very least, you could talk baseball. And then it was also cool because there's three things I love about the city of Houston: Houston Astros, my mother, and the Taqueria del Sol. Okay, and I am a huge proponent. If anybody in TV land is paying attention right now, go to the Taqueria del Sol in Houston. It's at the corner of 45 and Broadway Park Place. Okay, just south of the 610 Loop. I'm telling you, don't screw around. I'm telling you, it's the best.
I've gone there with you, Dan. I've gone there with you.
See, there you go. Now you know, because it's the best, man. Oh, God, I'm salivating right now.
Well, that's like your. I guess is that like your first taqueria or whatever? Is it like your home base taqueria?
That's my home base Ria, dude. I've been eating there since I was 10.
Yeah.
So I mean, 10, like a little skate punk child, coming in with my skater bangs and give me some carne asada. I mean, just I knew what I wanted. Oh man.
I mean, you gotta remember, I grew up in the north side, man. So we had taquerias all over the place.
Sure.
And there's some good taquerias over by me here in Spring now. Man, there's a killer taco truck over here that's like in the parking lot of a gas station.
Okay.
And they've got the Al Pastor,
yeah,
on the spinner. They just carve it off, and this shit is fucking tight. So there's that place, and then there's this other place that does chicken. They do like these roast chickens really well.
Oh yeah. Pollo asado.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty decent. Like I pretty much hated living up here in Spring, but I think I'm okay with it ish. I mean, now that we've got these, some more taco trucks and stands opening up around here, and I'm really enjoying the parks. They've done a lot with the parks in this area. Good. The county has, so the parks are really nice. So I can go hiking, or not even hiking. I shouldn't say hiking. I can go for a nature walk.
There you go.
Though some of the nature walk trails are also bike trails, so it can be a little sketchy with the people on the bikes going.
Right. Yeah. What's the park? Memorial Park. Yeah.
That's the big city of Houston one.
Yeah, that's I know. We go for walks out there, and you'd have bikers just shooting past you on the trails. I watched a guy go flying past me one time on the trails, walking through with friends. All right, whatever, and he's like, "Get out of the way!" And he was kind of a jerk and sped past us. We keep walking, and then we see this bike in a ditch, like him, help me, and it sounded from what he told us as we picked him up, he went, if these were if this was his handlebars, he went woo right over him, right over the handlebars. So
that usually happens like that when people are rude, and then the next thing you know, you see them like they get fucked up. It's funny.
I was driving from Dallas to Houston or Austin, whatever. I was in Dallas, but I was driving out of town, and I was going down 75, and this was years ago, and it was around the holidays, and it was freezing, and it was rainy, and freezing and rainy, it just makes ice. That's all you're gonna get.
Mhm.
And I'm driving down the road, and I'm trying to just drive as chill as possible in my 2005 Kia Spectra 5. I'm cruising down my little hatchback, and this silver BMW comes flying past me, probably doing at least 90 miles an hour on an empty highway. There's nobody on there because it's like Christmas Day, and I'm trying to get back to Houston or Austin, wherever I lived at the time. And this guy flies past me, and I lose him immediately. Like, I can't see him. And like 3 minutes later, I go driving down. I'm still driving down the highway, and there's an overpass, and this BMW hit ice and just spun out and hit the wall. I mean, it was bad news. So slow and steady wins the race, I guess. I don't know, but I drive like a grandma, so what do I know?
There was a time when I was with my parents, and we were driving in like Western New York, going up to Niagara Falls. I mean, this was like 20 years ago almost, and this car got, like, we were going over the speed limit, but we were in the left lane, and we were going around some cars that were in the right lane, going a little slower, and this car got right up on our ass, and we got over, as you do.
Yep.
And then as they passed us, there was like three like dudes in their 20s or whatever, and they all flipped us off as they went past us, and we were like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh man.
And then we saw them, like, they just went, we saw them up ahead. I could see them. And then we saw their car jump. They hit a fucking deer. They hit a deer because they were going so fast they couldn't get out of the way. They hit a fucking deer, and it made their car jump, and it fucked up their car, and they were in the ditch.
Yeah.
And we went by, and we honked, and we just waved. We just waved at them. We didn't give them the finger. We were just like, hey, bye.
Oh no.
That was instant karma right there.
Instant karma is gonna get you, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. So
that's great. I hope they're okay. I hope they made it. I hope their quarantine is going. I hope their quarantine is going well.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that was a long time ago. They're probably all dead now.
Yeah. Oh man.
But so what else? So you're writing. You do some art. What else?
Yeah.
I put Arthur Writer. You're an artist and a writer. What did I?
Yeah.
An Arthur and a writer is the same.
I'm an
thing.
Arthur. Sure. No, I mean, when I'm not doing all of the regular design stuff, it's working. I've been working on I say I'm working. I sporadically pick up the pen, or if I get on the keyboard and start writing. So rarely these days. I've become a really boring person, Rob. I got to be honest with you. It's my day job eats up my night and day. I work for a small company, and we're trying to do some big things. So there's nights and weekends involved a lot of the time. And when you're not doing that, then the most important thing is spend time with the wife and the kids, and spend some time with the family. So when I get a chance, I try and get some stuff done. I mean, in the last week, I started, I started drawing again because I hadn't drawn in months, but I drew my neighbor. That was fun, so.
Yeah, was that the picture you've been posting?
I posted it. Yeah, this one. I posted it yesterday. Hold on. Share.
James C. Smith actually commented and said that he what did he say? What did he say again? Dan is such a great dude. Miss chilling with him.
I miss chilling with James as well, man. Do you know James, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he does a great podcast, The Surly Nerd.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen James in a long time. I think the last time I saw James, was at Bond's memorial, actually. So that's, and that's my fault. I will say that right now. Like, I have withdrawn so much, from people that it's like, I don't know. It was just like, because when Bond left Austin, he went back to Port not Port Aransas, where's he Port Lavaca. That's where he was living. And we had a kind of a weird split, Bond and I. By that point, things were pretty bad for Bond. And, so we weren't really seeing eye to eye, and I didn't really quite know the whole story of what was going on. And it was around that time that I had already started to kind of withdraw. He was gone. We weren't really speaking as much as we would like to, or as much as I would have liked to. I really couldn't speak for him, in that situation. All I know is what I learned from his girlfriend at the time after the fact of what was happening. But James, there's so many of these people that the last time I saw them was at Bond's memorial, and I'm sorry, everyone that I have withdrawn from. I should probably get better at being more social, I guess, because I do miss everybody. I miss all those people, all the people in the photos and all of that. Those were some great times for sure.
Well, now's not the time. Now's not the time to be social.
No. Yeah. I take it all back, guys. Give me a hug. Come here. Give me a nice wet liquor kiss.
Oh, that's so funny.
Man. But I mean, I'm gonna do a pinup for Drew Edwards Halloween Man for his 20th anniversary book. I told him I would do that,
Okay.
so definitely gonna do that. So I was doing here. I'll do another screen share again. I was doing some warm ups for that this past week. I at least started trying to get my pen working again. So I was just playing around with a very loose drawing of Halloween Man. You can see it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very loose, very different from the previous stuff that I'd drawn for Drew. But, just trying to get my pen comfortable again, just get used to drawing again because it's been so long. The last thing I did for somebody was Guano Guy Comics. I don't know. He doesn't live in state. We met over Instagram. But I did a couple of covers for Guano Guy Comics. This was one of them. This is Mr. Marvelous Man. Oh, look at this. Dave Meisner even wrote, "Your picks make me think of Bond." That's crazy.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
It's hard to get past sometimes, when people kind of see you synonymously, or together. This was a concept I was working on called Double Barreled Mojo. I don't know what it is yet. I just drew the drawing. I thought the name was fun, so maybe we'll do something with that someday. I did have a story for you, Rob.
Okay.
I did have a story for you, though. I wanted to talk to you about something. So,
okay,
you're a '90s kid, right?
Sure.
Yeah. That's not.
I mean, I'm a year younger than you, so.
Okay, so your '90s comics were when you were coming up as well. I mean, I read comics in the '80s, but I was in high school in the '90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so Image Comics, 1992, 93, Image Comics were like a big deal.
Yeah.
For all of us. And I'm trying to find, sorry, give me a second. Well, I'm trying to find, this is one of the drawings from him, but here, this is a good thing. We'll talk from this for right now.
Okay.
So back in the day, in the early 90s, I think we all wanted to be Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld. You know what I mean? For anybody who was drawing comics, Todd McFarlane, Los Portacio, whichever one, Eric Larson, I don't care, any of them. Nobody wanted to be Jim Valentino. Anyway, but everybody wanted to be one of those guys. And so this, the top drawing here was a sketch that I did back in college. Okay. Late high school, early college, this top one. And I found the sketch and I was going through portfolios and I found the sketch. And so I took it and redrew it on my computer in Illustrator, because that's what I work in, as an illustrator, which got me thinking of this idea to do a throwback tribute comic to those types of comics, okay, to that early Image comics thing. So I'm looking for, hold on, I've got it. So I'm looking for, because I have pages of it here. There's some work from it too. So I came up with this idea for a comic it was called 93 AD. Okay, kind of a play on the 2001 AD from Judge Dredd. That's where the title
Right.
came from. But the artwork, was supposed to be totally reminiscent of old school Extreme Studios. Here, that's good. Can you zoom
Yeah.
in on that?
Yeah.
So that'll show you
I'll,
kind of what it was. Totally Liefeldian tropes. You know what I mean? Everything was glowing eyes and some, you got glowing eyes and some pouches over here and guns
Yeah.
that make no sense and lightsabers because they're cool, shoulder pads that make no sense, and that sort of thing. So I came up with this idea, and it's a totally stupidly meta inside joke to myself, called 93 AD. And it's like taking the concept or those tropes and putting them together into a new comic is not a I wouldn't have called it a parody at all. It was more like
an homage.
an homage to it, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of clever, whatever. I'm going to do a few pages of this and be done with it. Whatever. It was fun. Okay. And I did a couple of pages and I was never going to do anything with it. And that is what that is. Okay. But I want to show you something else now. Hold on. It was called Echo 92. Okay. So this was announced recently. Okay. This is the new Rob Liefeld book that he came up with in quarantine called Echo 92.
What?
All right. Yeah. Echo 92. And you can see the name down here. And so
I don't see it.
Oh, you see the artwork here?
I see your 93 AD.
Oh, you don't. Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. I need to change my stream tab. Hold on. Share screen. Yes. Chrome tab. I could have just done this in his Instagram, but can you see it now? Or are you still seeing 93 AD?
Still seeing 93.
Okay, let's do this. There we go.
The Midnight Fury. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Zoom out, because I saw this a couple of days ago, and I was Midnight Fury. That was fun. This is Echo 92. Okay. And long form is Echo 92, Squadron 92, also known as X92. And he goes into this whole thing about it over in one of these. He's talking about, hey, in 1992, this, that, and the other. Well, the deal is, and look, please know, I'm totally was goofing off on Rob Liefeld's stuff when I was doing my thing. Okay. Like, I know that. So please know, I don't think that, this is me trying to promote the stream here. So please know that I realize that there's no way I can be ripped off by somebody who I'm already ripping off their shit. Okay.
Right.
So I understand the stupid irony of the whole thing, but I found it really hilarious when I was because if you notice, I always tagged him.
You tagged him, yeah.
I always hashtagged him into my stuff, because what the hell was he gonna care, right? Now, the titles are way too similar for my taste. I did mine because I thought 93 AD, 93 just rhymed with AD. It sounded nice, and but 92 was obviously the beginning of the gestation of all of that stuff. But I just thought that was really funny. I noticed it a couple of days ago. I went to Sarah and I said, that motherfucker ripped off my ripoff.
Well, what can you do, man? What can you do?
Well, I figure it's like this, dude. The man created Cable, and then he turned around and created like 3 other characters that look exactly like Cable. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then created this other character and made like a bunch of characters who look just like those characters. So he's been ripping himself off for years. So I guess he gets first pick of the stuff he gets to rip off. He gets to call his own stuff first.
Yeah.
Or I do. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I wanted to at least make a mention of it because that was something that I noticed over the last couple of days. That Echo 92 was like not thrilled, not angry, but not thrilled.
Dan, I have to.
You have to go, man.
I have to get ready for work. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I'm so tired.
Oh no!
I just want to go to bed.
Well, thanks for humoring me, man, and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it.
No, it's been great, man. It's been great. I appreciate you taking the time away from your family to spend this time with me. Tell them all I said hello.
I will.
I And hopefully when this is all over, I can come visit you guys in Austin. I come to Austin pretty often. I think the last couple of times I've come and tried to message you. I think you've been busy.
Yeah, we've done
Whatever.
that a couple of times, so you got to come out next time. And yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do what I do. I'll throw something on the grill, man. That's what we do. So, and
Um,
go.
I got to get you out of the house, man. I got to
Yeah,
drag
right.
you
No
out.
shit. No shit.
drag
Like
you
the
out.
last place I went to Key West right before this whole thing happened. I went up to Key West on business, and then I haven't left my house since mid-February, it feels like. So I got to get out of my house. I got to.
Let's go to a park.
Yeah, no, I know. I take my dog. I do. So
The state parks are open now, or they're
yep.
yeah. So I think
Cool,
I might go camping when I have a little break.
Enjoy.
I'm doing these live streams every night, so I'm booked for a little while, which is good.
Cool.
Which is good. But if you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your friends on the social media. If you're watching this on one of the Facebook pages, if you're watching it through a group, please like the page. If you're watching on Periscope on Twitter, please follow the Twitter at Most Epic Show right here. If you're watching on Twitch, should I care about Twitch, Dan? Is that something I should really care about?
That's the gamer channel, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I know some podcasters that I listen to, they use Twitch as well. But I mean, most everything I know about Twitch is the game stuff for my kids.
Right.
So.
I'm gonna play some video games on Twitch. I've played Goat Simulator. That was fun.
I've seen that before. Daniel had that. My stepson had a Goat Simulator. That was funny.
I bought like the whole everything they made package, and it was like $25. So I think I'm gonna play as a zombie goat coming up.
That sounds
so we'll see. I'm shitty at video games. So
yeah, me too. I'm the worst.
I usually just laugh and curse and suck. So
the best game I've ever been, the best I've ever been at a video game has got to be Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I mean I'm talking like the first edition. That's the extent of my game, of my superior game knowledge. Yeah, so yeah, man. All right, well I know you got to head to work, man, but thanks for having me. It was fun to hang out tonight.
Thank you. And tomorrow, for those of you that are watching, let me look at my calendar because I'm like, oh shit, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow. It's going to be an episode of the Zip and Ocho Hour. So me and my friend Jose, we do kind of basically what we did tonight, but we do it. We try to do it every week.
Zip and his name's the Ocho.
Yeah, Ocho. I
like it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, nice, man. I dig it.
Yeah. So awesome. And then on Friday afternoon, I'm going to be talking with Tor Abyss from Lucifer Star Machine. He's in Germany. So it's going to be Friday night there. On Saturday afternoon, I'm going to talk to Cecil, or I hope I'm saying that right, from Thwart. She is in Berlin. Again, it's going to be evening in Berlin, but it's afternoon. It's going to be afternoon in Texas. On Sunday, I'm going to talk to Justin and Alex from Scroll Keeper. And then Monday, I'm going to talk to Necrosexual. He's in Philadelphia, and then
that's fantastic.
Then let me see. So Tuesday, the 28th, I have therapy, so there's not going to be a live stream. I'm actually talking to my therapist on Zoom, and he's using his phone, and I'm staring at his white nose hairs the whole time.
Oh,
it's I gotta tell him something about that. I gotta be like, you gotta do something, dude, because that's killing me.
That's fantastic.
And then next Wednesday, the 29th, I'm going to talk to Nick Burks. He is in Stonecutters. And he's also in War Cloud. Sam Harmon is also in War Cloud. I talked to him the other day. And then I have another Zip and Ocho hour. And then it'll be May. So I'm booked until May. Very nice. And we got disconnected from Facebook again. So there's something going on with Facebook. From the Rob Zip Show Facebook, not from I wonder if it's like at an hour, because it's like right at an hour on there. I don't know. Anyway. All right, dude. Well, I'll let you go. Thanks again, Dan.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rob. It's been good talking to you.
You too. And you guys, as my friend Kendrick would say, stay beautifully brutal. We're gonna have him on soon. He's got some clothes. Awesome.
Awesome.
Later.
All right, take it easy.